That's enough.
Yeah, we will get copyrighted if we play any more than 2 seconds of the TARDIS. Here to talk about TV shows.
What?
We're talking about TV shows.
Okay, cool.
Not the kids' TV shows. That's a different episode.
I thought we were doing the Halloween episode.
I think there should be a Doctor Who episode.
Alright, so, what's everyone's favourite show?
Everyone's favourite what?
You didn't say a word then.
What's everyone's favourite show?
I thought you had a stroke, mate. I'm glad to have you back with us.
Oh, right.
Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig.
Damn, where the hell did you get that RPG from?
We're not doing this now. We're gonna wait. Gotta wait.
Oh, jeez. What is everybody's favourite TV show? Go.
It's times like this I wish it was scripted.
It's just... you really just did wing it.
Doctor Who, Top Gear, Once Upon a Time, and The Simpsons.
Well, considering Doctor Who's got that new trailer coming out, why don't we start with Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Right.
What's going on with it?
Yeah, have you seen the new... So there's a new trailer coming out. That came out. I saw it on TikTok.
It's a teaser for next year's.
It's a teaser for next year.
Well,
It has
it's teaser,
David
it's just
Tennant
specials.
back,
Yeah.
and he's the Doctor, and he's confused. He doesn't know where he is, and he's in the TARDIS. He doesn't know who he is and whatnot. Donna is returning, as well, and I'm confused where this is fitting in the timeline. Like, is this...
It's not. It's just a cash grab because no one likes Jodie Whittaker. It's not even that. It was the director that like screwed everything over, and people just didn't like his direction.
What I heard about...
Honestly,
yeah.
if the because that's where it fell down. I
The
think.
writer.
Yeah.
Because she's a brilliant actor, but
Actress, yeah.
it's the writing that fell down for her. Imagine if
If Doctor Who was good, she would have been a good Doctor.
Yeah.
Basically.
if
what
the
I
writing
heard-
was good, then she would have been perfect.
Yeah, what I heard
you know.
about... Because I haven't watched anything past the Peter Capaldi, purely because I just haven't.
Yeah.
No other reason than that.
I mean,
I just haven't bothered... I didn't bother to watch it because I was just too busy, and then I just couldn't be bothered to buy it, the series, when it came out on DVD. And again, I only buy things on DVD. If it doesn't exist on DVD, then
It
I
shouldn't
haven't seen it.
exist.
Because people keep saying, like, oh, have you seen Stranger Things? No, because it's a Netflix exclusive. I would love to watch Stranger Things. I've heard it's really good. But I can't watch
Not if you know the right pirating sites, is all I can say.
This is brought to you by ExpressVPN.
By B-Flix.
But like, I think streaming service was one of the worst things. Having like Netflix exclusive or Disney Plus, especially Disney Plus. So many Disney Plus shows. We'll get back to that later. Anyway,
Doctor Who's going to be on Disney Plus.
yeah, but Doctor Who. All I heard about the Jodie Whittaker Doctor, especially the first season, was that the writing was inconsistent and the characters fit. They fit the plot. They had the characters flit around the plot rather than have the characters in the plot. Does that make sense?
I think they had quite a few characters that they were then keeping track of as opposed to just a few.
Like, it was just like the Doctor and one companion, and then maybe sometimes it was a few side characters.
Yeah.
But
No, then they just got like
they got like a gang.
Yeah.
What I heard.
I mean, what I liked about
off dealing space drugs. Like.
what I liked recently is that some of the companions have been like they've had a moment where they've been always killed and are like, you know what, I don't think this is for me anymore. Which is like fair enough. If you're about to die, and you think, yeah, I should probably stop doing this and get back to my normal life. But yeah,
So all of the side characters just went, yeah, I'm not being with the Doctor anymore.
which is understandable, you know, because it can get
Yeah,
pretty-
it always starts up like that because the Doctor's companions either they give up, they stop doing that, or they end up dead. So, what was your favourite Doctor Who companion?
Donna or Amy Pond.
You're like,
You're just naming all the companions.
your
now.
favourite one. You get one, lad.
I can tell you the one I didn't like. It was Martha.
Yeah, my mum didn't like Martha.
Martha was
I
not
find
great.
her a bit underrated.
I think the issue is they made her entire plot line that she was in love with the Doctor, and then that was it. That was her personality.
I liked her in the later seasons where she's like when she returns. I liked her.
Yeah.
Like when the companion's Donna, and then she returns for that.
Turned her into a soldier. Well,
Oh yeah.
They returned for the what was it? The Sontarans
Sontarans.
episode.
Yeah.
I liked her in that.
Yeah. I quite liked. Yeah, I think it was Amy and Rory. That was.
yeah.
Rory is my favourite.
Yeah.
Rory is the best. We counted. He dies like, I think it was 12 or 13 times throughout the entire.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was the plot. That was pretty cool.
He just died so many times and it never got old.
Yeah.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
You know the if you ever watch South Park, you know when Kenny gets killed off.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they killed Kenny!
He killed Kenny!
No. Oh my god, you killed Rory!
You! He was just like, he was so lovable and like awkward,
Yeah.
but he was great.
I really liked when they swatted his house and he was in his underwear.
Yeah.
There are soldiers all over my house.
I'm in my underwear. Oh no, it's that party and the Doctor bursts out the gate and he goes,
Yeah.
your fiance kissed me in front of all his mates and on the lips.
Tell you what though, you're a lucky man, she's a great kisser.
Man, great kisser, by the way. I'm so glad I didn't jump out the wrong cake again.
Oh,
It's just like, and then his face just immediately drawn.
Mickey Smith. Because like, in the beginning he was like all scared and then they just turned into some like absolute badass
yeah.
almost.
Oh, I don't know if he
shot
counts as
down
a
Ross.
companion, but Jack.
Ah, Jack Hartnett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he became like face
Face
of
of
Bow.
Bow.
And he was like,
Spoilers.
this is a fashion statement.
Yeah, then he got his own spin-off.
And then
Torchwood.
yeah.
Oh, I need to
No,
I
watch
watched
that.
a couple episodes. I think it was too dark for me
Yeah,
at
it's
that point.
it's a 15 version rated,
Oh,
so
fair enough.
it's an adult version of Doctor Who, and it's set more on Earth.
Yeah.
Bit like the Sarah Jane Adventures, except for the Sarah Jane Adventures were for a younger audience than Doctor Who. The Torchwood is for a more mature version of the Doctor Who.
Yeah.
We have it. I just never never watched it in its entirely.
Yeah. It sounds good though. Like,
What's your favourite Doctor Who villain?
oh, that's actually tricky.
The Weeping Angels, I think, are
Weeping Angels
underused.
are for me.
Substantial part of Matt Smith's run, but I feel like there should have been more of them.
Yeah, should have been more of them and less of Daleks, because Daleks ended up getting overused.
Overused as
I
it's
mean-
always like we are the last Daleks. They get wiped out, and then the
Oh,
next
wait, there's
episode
more.
we are
It's
the last.
literally
last
every season of The Flash. I'm the fastest man alive. Oh wait, there's someone faster. Oh, he has better energy drinks than me.
I do like.
I'm on relentless energy, but he's got.
No,
monsters.
I do like the Daleks. It's just they just felt so overused
Like,
in
do
the
you
end.
remember the first ever time we saw the Dalek?
Yes, and
What was the first Doctor? Was the actor? I can't remember. I never remember his name.
Christopher
Nicholson. That was it.
I was going to say Nolan.
Christopher Nolan. I remember him as Doctor. But like the first time he sees it and he's like trying to help it, and then he realizes it's a Dalek and how
He was
terrified
and
he
how
was.
furious.
And then he
Yeah.
got so much. And like we just see this Dalek slowly slowly learning about the Dalek, how it flies and how one shot instant kill, how it's absolutely can't be killed, and it has to be commanded to kill itself, and that was the only way they were able to defeat it.
Yeah.
That gave me a lot of respect for the Dalek, And then the second time you see the Daleks, it's like, oh, I remember the first Dalek, and now we've got an army of Daleks. This is terrifying.
Yeah.
Now when you see a Dalek, it's like, cool.
He's got a plunger. He's off to fix my toilet.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
it's really
Do you
just.
think
not-
they actually have?
I remember I remember that scene where like they got
Do you think
they were
that-
making fun of the plunger, and the plunger went and grabbed someone's
Yeah,
face and
and
just
just
like crushed
melted
it.
it.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember that, and I was like, oh, now I'm scared of toilet plungers.
Yeah.
Do you think they actually have Daleks with like only 2 of those things?
Just 2
Is
plungers.
there one that's actually specialised for plunging toilets?
Just a Dalek dressed up in a maid's like outfit. Just, I'm here to do your plumbing, sir.
I always thought it would be cool if like one of the Doctor's companions was a Dalek, but it had its gun and its like plunger removed,
Oh,
so it
yeah.
was just trapped in the TARDIS and it couldn't do anything, and then slowly like.
It grows a plunger.
Sort of like I was thinking slowly like how the Master turns into Missy, and then how Missy's story arc becoming like from an anti-hero to sort of a good guy. I was also that would be good storyline
Yeah.
with him having a Dalek as a companion.
Yeah.
I'm a better writer than the actual show.
They did something similar to that though, didn't they? It was a Cyberman,
Mm.
and he just had a helmet from a Cyberman, and he would just talk to. It was called Handles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that one of the Jodie Whittaker ones? Because
No, it's a Matt Smith.
Is it?
You just like get heads up and be like,
I don't remember much of it. They didn't execute it very well, but that was an idea they seem to have had.
it was a comedic effect.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd like to see the Cult of Skaro more.
Yeah.
Hold the Skara.
The 4 shouty boys.
Oh,
You Dalek Sec.
Oh.
They were like,
Yeah, but
oh
they-
yeah, we
they
got a
were
new
wiped
paint
out.
job. Don't touch it. It's new. It's a new coat. Like, I don't know
Weren't
what
those
else
the ones
there was.
in New York? The Cult of Skaro and
There
the
was
4
like 2
Daleks.
stories of it. There was one where with the Cyberman,
Yeah, them versus
And
the
then-
Cybermen, and then them in New
and
York.
then
Yeah, but they're all wiped out.
Yeah.
I wish there was more of that cult
Yeah, they
because they were just so much more like
like
crazier than
It was It would have been like they should have extended it along more, because
Mhm.
having like the last 4 Daleks, and they have multiple attempts, like desperate attempts to try and regrow the
Yes.
Dalek Empire instead of just having a Dalek Empire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Would have been incredible.
his Davril's actually dead now.
No, they'll bring him
Probably
back.
not.
Said, "Oh, I'm dying." You're not dying. You keep saying you are.
What happened to Missy in the end?
With so obviously Master turns into Missy,
Yeah.
and then they have like
And
a
now there's a
special.
new-
And they have this. They have a special where they bring back the Master,
Yeah.
and it's basically to show the growth of Missy,
Oh wait, yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
and they both end up killing each other.
Yeah, I remember
So
that. Yeah.
Missy can't regenerate, and the Master will regenerate into Missy. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense. No one else could kill the Master but himself.
Yeah. I found that entire plotline quite cool, to be fair. Like
Yeah.
the Missy plotline, where it was just like, oh yeah, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome to what was it, like heaven or whatever.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
it turned out they were just Cybermen.
Cybermen. Yeah.
And it was like, I can't remember. I think it was
mind
Clara's
Promised
like,
it was good.
yeah, Clara's like boyfriend or whatever, like got sent
Yeah.
to it and had to be a
Yeah.
Cyberman. That was really like that,
That
was
was
really
interesting.
well made.
But yeah, I really liked that storyline.
Yeah.
That because it continued over multiple episodes, and you saw
Yeah.
the evolution of the Promised Land.
Exactly. Yeah.
But-
That was just so cool.
Uh,
I
well,
love how
apparently,
affectionate it was.
I haven't seen the Jodie Whittaker ones, but apparently the Master's back
Yeah,
and regenerate.
he is good.
But I'm confused where it fits in the timeline.
At this point,
Is
they
it-
just make up any excuse.
Like, because Missy couldn't regenerate,
Mm.
meaning it has to be it must go from the Master, then to the new Master, and then into Missy. That's the only way it could do. But if this new Master in the Jodie Whittaker one is bringing up stuff that Missy did, then it must be from after Missy. But if they're still enemies, then Yeah.
No, I do know what you mean. It's just like,
Where does it fit in the timeline?
yeah. At this point, it's just like, oh, I don't even know. They have interesting stories.
This episode isn't just about Doctor Who.
Yeah. Although I've got to say, probably my all-time favorite episode.
Yeah, what's your favourite episode?
Peter Capaldi in that, like, he gets sent to this like, I don't know what it was, but it's like this big, like, place where this like monster's chasing him around their rooms, and then he had to tell them truths, and it would stop.
Is that what it was called?
I can't remember what it was called.
Yes, because he was trapped inside his confession dial.
Yeah, confession dial, and he had to like. Oh, that was such a good.
And
episode.
he was in a continuous cycle.
Yeah, he died like millions of times,
and
just
he was
to break
trapped
this
in there
ice.
for millions and millions of years.
Yeah.
Was that one where you had to break that wall?
Yeah, he had
yeah,
to punch through the thing.
That was such a good episode. Like I loved that.
God, the one I really liked was, there were loads, but another Peter Capaldi one. Listen, there was
What's
the one
that
about they try to go into Clara's past
Yeah.
about why is there no such thing as superb hiding.
Oh wait, with
Ends
the weird guys that like have the long fingers.
I don't.
Did they?
No. They didn't really show what the creature was, but
Oh okay.
they end up accidentally going into Danny Pink's childhood,
Oh okay.
and they try to figure out what's,
Is that the one about the
hiding in there under their bed or
the boogeyman? Like,
No, and
is that the episode where the Doctor starts talking to himself and he goes, "Why do you talk to you? Why do you talk out loud when?" Yeah,
when you're not alone.
that episode is so confusing because the end because he was like, "Why do you feel like a hand is grabbing you when you get out of bed from under your bed?" That episode.
That one, yeah.
What?
Because that middle bit where
that
they
really
kind of ignore what. Because that
was
one
one
that
of
gives me, I'm getting chills from that bit.
Yeah.
When it actually stands up and you see like an alien figure behind them when they're standing.
Yeah, so there's so they look under the bed and then they look on top of the bed and now it's on the bed under the bed sheet,
Yeah.
and then they turn around
and
it
then
walks
like
out.
an alien figure emerged like.
So see, what I don't understand about that is at the end of the episode they explain it that all of it is just the Doctor's superstition and it was actually Clara who grabbed him from under the bed. But that doesn't make sense because when he was on his own, he wrote something on. He wrote all his questions out on a chalkboard and he was like, "So why do they do it?" And then he turned around to the chalkboard and someone had written "listen" on it. So it was an actual physical presence. But then they explained it that it was Clara, except it's not Clara because because of the girl under the bed. Alright, so here's my theory. The guy who wrote it, the episode, he wrote half of it, fell asleep, and then lost the original ending, and then
had a pint of coffee and wrote out the
ruined
rest.
the original copy, and then had to quickly rush an ending and without explaining what it was, because the beginning half of it is really, really good of that episode, but then the ending just falls flat. Speaking about endings that fall flat, have you seen The Mentalist? No. It is a police detective show, and in it there's this killer called Red John.
Yeah.
And throughout the entire runtime, they're trying to catch this Red John. And the original ending of the Red John thing happens at season 2. That's when the writers were ending the Red John thing, and the main detective, he's a mentalist, so he can read people really easily and whatnot.
Yeah.
And his main goal is to kill Red John. He joined the police to kill Red John. Everybody knows he's going to kill Red John.
Yeah.
And he ends up shooting Red John. However, nobody liked that ending. Everybody hated it because it was not a pre-existing character and they were expecting some sort of big plot twist.
Yeah.
So they had to then retcon it in the next episode, and they did it really well, explaining that it was not Red John's John, it was
Red John.
it wasn't Red John, it was a Red John
It was Derek
member.
Fletcher.
And then throughout the rest of the runtime, they were explaining they brought up this whole new thing about Red John having his own cult, basically. But yeah, basically, how I always pictured the ending of the show, which isn't what happens, is that Red John. This isn't the ending of the show, but this is what the ending should have been. Red John and the mentalist are standing in a room, like across the hall, with guns pointing at each other, right? And it's the big twist. You finally find out who Red John is. They're both pointing guns at each other, and then it just cuts to black. You hear a gunshot, and then roll credits. That's it. And I think that would have gone down as the most annoying but brilliant ending.
That would have so many people
Yeah, but it would have been the greatest ending in cinematic history. But no, they made another series after that. Another one last series after that. But I think that would have been great. It would have been amazing. But they didn't do it. And if you want more bad endings, Matt, do you care to explain Once Upon a Time?
It's okay, take your time, take your time.
Explain what Once Upon a Time is, Matt.
So, it starts off. It's basically about fairy tales, and it begins with like the evil queen trying to release this, or cast this curse to send everyone to a land without magic, basically our world. And in the meantime, Snow White has given birth to their daughter called Emma, who is supposed to be the chosen one, not the chosen one.
No, the chosen one's alright.
Is it the chosen one?
Yeah.
And basically...
Not Anakin Skywalker.
No.
Bring back, to end the curse,
yeah.
Bring back the memories. Basically, everyone's forgotten who they are, and they're living in a world without magic, except for this one kid who knows that all the people are actually fairy tale characters.
Meanwhile,
and the show back to the fairy tale land and then the real world, and it goes like that throughout the entire show.
7 seasons.
Yeah, at least the first season. At the end of the first season, they break the spell, and then whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I was so I started watching the show, and I started watching the runtime, and I think the problem with Once Upon a Time, personally, is it should have ended at season 3, or at least halfway through season 3.
Yeah.
Because in the the first season they got like Robin Hood, Rumpelstiltskin, Snow White, Prince Charming, Evil Queen, Hansel and Gretel, lots of characters, and it's really interesting to see this massive crossover bit. But the best parts of the show is when they're actually in the fairy tale world, and we get to see these crossovers. And I really feel like it should have stayed in the fairy tale world rather than bringing it into the real world. But that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Because it was sort of like a dark version of Into the Woods, and getting like Rumpelstiltskin
Wasn't
is
that
like
dark enough?
Rumpelstiltskin is like
Perhaps in
really
the second half of Into the Woods.
Rumpelstiltskin's is like really intertwined into like everybody's backstories. He's
So
like a
basically,
recurring villain.
in Peter Pan, he's the crocodile, and then
So yeah, he's like basically Captain Hook in the second series nicknames Rumpelstiltskin the crocodile because of his skin,
and he takes off
and
his
then
hand.
he's the one that cuts off his hand in a sword fight.
Oh,
So-
fair enough. With the crocodile, because it was just a bit hungry,
It's
but
just a bit
like- now
like,
that they've humanised it.
yeah. So then, and Rumpelstiltskin is actually the fairy godmother in Cinderella.
Yeah.
And then they combined 2 fairy tales together to make it so that he says that Cinderella's payment is to give him her firstborn child.
Yeah.
So of course then when she's marrying the prince, Rumpelstiltskin's return is like, you need to give me your firstborn child. And I kind of like, it was really good. But
And Peter Pan's his father.
Yeah, Peter Pan is Rumpelstiltskin's father, and he's been alive
He's
for
an
years,
asshole.
and he is the biggest villain in the entire series, and it was really well done.
Yeah.
Because obviously they introduced Hook in the second
I always
series.
found it a bit dodgy.
They introduced Hook in the season 2.
Yeah, he
They
kidnaps
keep-
children and takes them
and-
to the
yeah.
Neverland.
No, seriously, in this one he actually kidnaps children and forces
The
them
definition
to
of
live.
Neverland is you never
Never.
return.
Yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, and Hook is terrified of Peter Pan. Rumpelstiltskin, who's like the biggest villain in the first 2 seasons, is terrified of Peter Pan. So we know he's a big deal. And then you see him, and he is the most smug, the most evil, manipulative, powerful being that there is in the entire show. And still is, in my opinion, the best villain of the entire show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're basically, the young boy, Henry, gets kidnapped by Peter Pan and is trying to manipulate him into being...
Henry is... we skipped that part. Henry is Emma's son,
the chosen one's son,
who
but
in
she
the
gave
beginning
him
went
off.
to go find him in New...
She gave him a firstborn,
Okay.
so she's never met him. Until
Exactly.
this,
This
until the
plot
event
tells
show.
us, like, oh,
the
we're
plot
a
of
fairy
Meet the
tale.
Robinsons.
Yes, but so season 2 like introduces Hook and builds up this like mysterious person who's trying to get Henry, and then at the end it reveals it's Peter Pan, and then season 3 is all about the Peter Pan story arc, and then they finally
Until-
they like Rumpelstiltskin goes through this redemption arc. Peter Pan is killed, and everybody gets returned to the fairy tale world except for the chosen one, Emma, and the son Henry, because they weren't born in the fairy tale world. They're not allowed to go back to it. And I thought that was the perfect ending. All the fairy tales are now safe, and in the fairy tale world, and then all the people are in the real world, and happy days, happy ever after, right? No,
There were
they
so
made
many,
4 more seasons of this.
What?
There were
and they-
so many other, like, Disney
They made,
films or stories to go
and it's
through.
like, why didn't they end it there at the peak of their show? But no, they introduced, and it was just the same plot point. Alright, so the plot point of the first one is they get teleported into the real world and their memories are wiped.
Mm-hmm.
They did that 4 times in 7 seasons.
Did it?
4 times! It was oh my days, and it's just like, why? Why would you do that?
Oh dear.
Season 4 was interesting because they introduced Frozen into the mix.
Like,
Which I don't know how they managed to do that because, like, that came out and season 4 begins
in
2014. Like, how did they...
So basically,
They got the marketing within a year and were like, yes,
Basically,
money.
when it came to season 4, you start seeing all the Disney characters popping up. And
So is this animated?
No, this is live action.
So
Oh.
you pretty
So
much just
all
get live
the-
action
yeah,
Frozen.
So all of the
Which was cool.
I want to see Olaf in real life.
he's
they
not in
didn't,
it.
they didn't. They have Sven. He's just
Yes,
a normal reindeer.
Yes,
though.
Sven.
Oh,
Yes,
it's a missed
Sven,
opportunity.
Kristoff, the actress who plays Anna is
Brilliant.
incredible.
Mm.
And like, if they're making a live action Frozen movie, they need to hire the same
Which they
actress.
will, just because money.
Just give
because
it
money.
10 years.
They need to hire that same actress because she was brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, when season 4 happened, that's when Disney got the property, so they started milking the franchise.
I mean, I liked how they did it with the Frozen story.
Yeah.
Like,
So
'cause they
even
had,
though
like,
I
the-
feel like it should have ended at season 6, when it came to the end of season, no, I thought it should end at season 3. But when it came to season 6 of Once Upon a Time, they
running out of ideas.
no, but they had like a proper they had like this whole montage of people who getting their happily ever after, and then it's like a picture and a freeze frame, and then
The
it turns
end.
into a drawing, and then literally a book closes. Like in Shrek Forever After, a book closes and it's the end. And then they made
However-
another series.
But like Shrek, they're making Shrek 5. Like,
and then they made another series. I watched 2 episodes of the season finale, season 7. and I gave up on the show. I was like, I cannot watch this. Matt, however, explain it because
I just
you
thought,
actually
you know
suffered
what, just
the
get it
entire
all,
series.
just do it all. So it begins with Henry, all grown up, going to wherever the hell he wants to go. It's like, oh, there are so many other versions of this fairy tale book. Like, oh, there's probably a French version or something. And so that he goes off to do his thing. And
He did Once Upon a Time into the Multiverse.
like, they do some doctors when they go through
So
the.
They have magic beans, and they explain that magic beans
There's a portal
teleport you to different dimensions.
through to
right.
the fairy tale.
To the fairy tale world, into different parts of the fairy tale world. And throughout the entire series, they throw it on the ground, and it's like a portal on the ground, sort of like a tornado, or a wormhole type thing. And then you jump into it. And then season 7 hit, and when you throw it on the ground, a Doctor Strange portal appears. Not even kidding. Doctor Strange portal vertical, not in the ground, vertical, and then you walk through it. Whose idea was this?
Speaking of portals, have you been keeping up with Rick and Morty?
No.
Nope.
I heard they did like a final season or like a season 4.
Oh, they're on season 6, mate.
They're on season 6.
Yeah.
Damn, tell me about it. I've never got seasons 1 to 3.
So this won't be spoiling. Like I shouldn't be. It shouldn't spoil anything like plot wise. It will just be like a few episodes. I'll bring up. They've incorporated so much incest. I don't understand. I don't get it. They've got like 3 episodes dedicated to the idea of incest now.
What?
Maybe 4.
Why?
Maybe 4. I don't get it. There's this did you watch the one? Oh, I don't even want to describe it.
What?
They make a like giant incest baby, and then they launch it into space.
You wanna run that bum? I remember I keep seeing on TikTok, like I get seeing on TikTok like the mum had a like her from another universe.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the. No,
And
okay. Let me.
They kept getting together, and it was like what?
Yeah, no, okay. So what happens is, firstly, they've got this like giant incest baby that ends the episode. A couple episodes later, they bring the baby back.
Why?
They bring it back, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this baby just saved our lives." And then the season, so that was season 5. Season 5 was pretty hit or miss. It had some good like final episodes, but most of it wasn't great. You get to season 6, and episodes are a bit better. I think the first episode or the second episode they start off with has Beth getting it on with Space Beth. So
Why?
it's basically a clone of herself that decided to go like into space. And I honestly, I was so like, I mean, it's just awful. So then that entire plot happens, and then after that, the entire plot is about it's about like Jerry opening a fortune cookie, and it's all about how this fortune cookie tells him he's gonna have sex with his mother if he doesn't. Like that's what the fortune cookie says, and then the whole plot's him trying to prevent it from happening. So I don't know what's happening with it. One guy, I remember seeing this one video.
It's like, was there like a change of writer or something?
No, same writer. Although this guy I was watching this video.
What is that guy doing?
I was watching this video about like the seasons of Rick and Morty, and there's I don't know which season it is. I can't remember. Maybe season 3 where like they're going through the divorce arc. I don't know if you watched that, where it's like Jerry and Beth, the parents, like, go through the divorce. The reason that was written was because the writer was going through a divorce at the time. The same could be said about the incest episodes.
If that's what's happening, then
Did you guys watch the season 2 of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
I didn't even watch the first. I've been meaning to watch
I
that.
have not watched the new
It
series.
was on.
It's on YouTube.
It's on all 4.
It's on all 4?
Yeah, it was on TV.
Yeah.
Great make it.
Man, we made it.
Like, oh my god, I think this was worse than.
Put it on CBeebies.
It was it was so much worse than the first bunch of episodes. Like they had
I've
this
seen-
one about family, and then like the yellow guy just ends up being forced to live with this like bunch who like tell him what family does, and
Oh
they
my days.
oh my god, they like get a takeaway and then they put them on. They just grabbed I can't remember what it was. They just get this random guy, put him on the table like at dinner time now. And they start doing cannibalism.
Oh my. I mean,
The fun things you
That's-
can do with puppets, am I right, kids?
thing is, that doesn't even shock me anymore. That
That's-
show just like.
Yeah, Don't Hug Me I'm Scared, the first season, is on YouTube.
Yeah, I think you're the one who showed me a bit of it. I was like, wow, this is interesting. I need
It's
to
like,
watch
it
this.
starts off as like kid-friendly stuff, and then it just takes an immediate 180 dark turn.
Oh, I love that kind of thing though. There's actually this trailer for an Adult Swim show. I've completely forgotten the name of it, but it starts off with like this really like nice little like kid show type thing.
Yeah.
And then some like fuzz. I don't know what it is. Like you know, like TV screen
TV
fuzz.
static.
Yeah,
Yeah.
static. I think that's what it was.
Glitching.
Like glitching, just like takes over the place. Everyone like gets covered in like blood and stuff. And it's all so like gory and like really unchild friendly, and it's just gone from like literally a kid show to that. And that's
0
the
to
entire
100
plot.
real
Yeah,
quick.
and it's got all these like Cartoon Network like characters that like I think. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I watched the trailer, but it looks really good. So I can't wait to see it.
Did any of you ever watch the original ending of Tom and Jerry?
Where
Yeah.
he gets cheated on.
So,
Where they both get cheated on, and
No,
the
no,
guy
it's so depressed.
who's richer,
yeah.
and they're sat on the train track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I had that series, all of it, on DVD. So I watched it all, and it ends with them getting like cheated on, and then marrying the female like cat and mouse, marrying the richer cat and mouse, and then Tom and Jerry just sat on train tracks as a train horn is in the background.
What?
Because they're depressed, and then it just cuts to black and roll credits.
And that was the ending of Tom and Jerry.
And that was the ending of Tom and Jerry. That, you know, the classic funny cartoon about a mouse chasing a...
That mouse escaped death so many times. Who knew it would just sit there? You've survived for so long. You just sat there. What?
So it's, I recently saw a video on YouTube
So.
talking about the original Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh yeah.
I hate what they've done to it now.
Oh my days! No,
Why
but
is he jumping from continent to continent?
no, but Thomas the Tank Engine
Top Gear.
is so dark.
Tonight, Thomas does a paraslide in Australia.
Thomas, tonight on Tank Engines, Thomas does a parasite
He's
down the
not the
tracks.
Stig, but he is the Stig's train driving cousin.
Derek eats a custard cream.
And Percy pulls the troublesome drugs. Yeah, it's so much darker than I originally thought. Like,
Oh, did you see, there was this
The
one
Thomas-
episode where some train was like hanging on a broken bridge and it just barely escapes from falling off.
are you talking about Thomas and the
Thomas,
Magic
yeah,
Railroad?
No, it's like an actual episode.
Oh.
That too.
But basically, did you know that in Thomas the Tank Engine, there's a mass genocide of all steam?
What?
So you know how you don't see steam trains anymore
Yeah.
in real life? That is true in the Thomas the Tank Engine franchise. And basically,
Well, they turned
The-
Thomas into a bullet train.
no, in the island of Sodor is basically a safe place for all steam trains, because the rest of the world are replaced into diesel trains.
Yeah.
And basically, the diesel trains on the island are straight up said, all the other steam trains are dead, you're the last ones of your kind. And the Fat Controller goes, yep, this is true. And basically, The only reason that the steam trains are allowed to live and are not being replaced by diesel trains is because they have to be very useful. You're a very useful engine. If they are not a very useful engine, they will get scrapped and they will be torn, melted down. If they are, and this is a very real threat that every train is terrified of being scrapped, melted down.
Donate £1 today to save a train.
And I was just like, what? They didn't know. I didn't realise this. Like, there's an actual train who, like, for fun, derailed himself.
Yeah.
They ripped off his wheels, stuck him at the back of the train station, and turned him into a generator. So he makes electric power for the trains at night. And that's his life now. And do you know how they end the episode? I think he deserved what he got. No! He was a little bit of a prankster. I don't think he deserved that.
I thought we finished the Halloween one.
Like, Henry getting bricked into the tunnel.
Yeah. Sorry, but what message does this deliver to kids?
It's
be useful or else you'll get turned into a generator.
Yeah, it's like, it was meant to be like a obey your parents type of novels. So basically,
What?
obey your parents, otherwise
Get turned into
you'll
a
be
generator.
melted down and donated for organs.
And that goes back to unwind.
Yeah, it's like, it was so much darker and I was like, what? Also, the trains can die. So obviously they melted down, but also they can drown. Those
What?
spaces breathe in oxygen and they can drown and suffocate.
Where are their lungs?
I don't know, but apparently that's...
What is the anatomy of a Thomas the Tank
It's
engine?
like the Cars question, like someone did that picture, they
Yeah.
cut like McQueen in half. I want that, but with Thomas the Tank.
Ew.
So, yeah, I didn't realise that as a kid. I'm just thinking cool trains, funny voices,
Funny talking train.
talking train, haha, I want a Thomas. I didn't think, oh yes, all the steam trains are slowly dying out.
This brings me on to the idea of, do you know the Toy Story, characters?
Yeah.
Are they immortal until birth?
Oh yeah, like what do
They
age?
don't age, do
No. Are they just permanently...
But then at Sid's house, is he called Sid? The
they?
kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
they're
he
like old
absolutely
toys that were-
he
They were absolutely
ruminated his
rusted
toys.
and worn out the way.
Yeah, they were completely destroyed and like buried in sand and buried in the ground, covered in mud, blown
You've got
up.
to appreciate the initiative. Like he actually just got this machine, beheaded some, then combined them together. He had some creative talent, and he got shut down because
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear was against it.
Yes, yeah. He just did it
I
on
just
the wrong
supported a
choice.
psychopath, but
Did you see him? Sid is actually in Toy Story 3 as the bin man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he is,
So
isn't he?
I reckon he became a bin man so he could destroy all the toys. He's like, hopefully there's toys in here, and so he's crushing.
Wow, yeah. And he's living his best life. Like he was a bin man and he was happy.
Yeah, he had headphones on. He was drumming the side of those mailboxes.
Wow.
TV shows. Wow. If you could bring back one cancelled TV show, what would it be? Just the end of the episode. Like, a TV show that's ended.
Primeval.
Yeah,
I
Primeval.
don't know. Did that end?
Primeval,
Didn't
yeah, it's ended.
I remember where it's ended.
Primeval always ended on cliffhangers. It was a fantastic... Did you watch Primeval?
No.
It's a show, basically these portals appeared and they're called anomalies, and they take
was like
you to different points of time.
Teleports to like
So to the past or the future.
prehistorical
Yeah.
future.
Yeah, and there was these future creatures. Yeah. And it ends with like a future version of the new main character coming back and going, "Don't go." He's like, "What? Don't go!" And then the future character disappears, and then he walks off screen, and then the show ends.
No.
It ends on a cliffhanger. But don't worry, they made another show called. It was Primeval again, but it was set in America. Did you watch the America version?
Nope.
Yeah. So it was primeval, but set in America, and it was basically the exact same thing. And they go through this juncture, and they go through a portal, and then there's like a circle of just portals all around them, and they don't know which one to go through. And basically, one of the characters from the old series come back, and they go, the most important thing about going through an anomaly, a portal, is don't change anything, because you will change you'll change the present, and you'll be the only person that will remember it. Because that happened earlier in the season, where one person went through and I think they killed like one of the monkeys.
Yeah.
And then, because they were doing like evolution, so they killed like I can't remember who they killed. But then when they came back, one of the people just wasn't there. And he was like, where's... I think it was like,
sauce.
Where's the lamb? Where's lamb
Hell's
sauce?
Kitchen,
Where's
I
lamb
think it's,
sauce?
Yeah.
And they were like, lamb sauce never existed. We've never known so.
That was such a good.
And then so the ending of the new one ends with all the portals like flickering, going to go out, and they're like, "What's happened?" And you go, "We've changed something." And then they run through one, and then the series ends, and it was never brought back. That was it. It ends. Like, it was consistent ending on a cliffhanger, but they all ended on cliffhangers. Every season ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Are you like pyrocynical fans?
Pyrocynical.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is, so I'm gonna go no.
He made this review on a show called Utopia.
Alright.
I think it's Utopia.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a really weird show. I don't even know how to explain it now. But I was watching that. It had like 2 seasons, and then it ended on a cliffhanger.
And then
never brought back. And the guy even said, "Oh yeah, I'll happily just do like a movie or something."
Just to wrap it up.
Yeah, just to wrap it up. They denied him from doing it.
Oh man.
It's a really good show. It's all about like these people trying to find this person, and then these people have gotten like mixed up in it, and yeah, I don't know how to put it.
But you would bring back like a final series for that.
Yeah,
Just to wrap it.
or animated show Final Space.
All right.
I don't know if you watched.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, the guy. This is actually really interesting. He had had 5 seasons planned for this show.
Right.
He did 3 seasons, and then Netflix cancelled him, or something happened, and he can't access it because Netflix owns the rights now.
Right.
And he's making this he's basically making something else to prove that the fans of Final Space are still there, so that he can get back the
rights to continue the show.
Yeah, so he's trying his best to get the show back, and it's actually really it's really interesting how he's done it. But yeah, it's a really good show.
Douche canoe. It's my favourite phrase from it.
I just like the little green alien always going chickadee, chickadee ba, chickadee, chickadee.
What show would I bring back? I don't know.
You're the one who asked the question.
I am the one that asked the question. I didn't have an answer to the own question. Either probably Hole in the Wall or
Bring
Robot
Wall.
Wars. Or at least the root.
Total Wipeout.
Yeah, Total
Yes.
Wipeout. Total Wipeout and and Hole in the Wall combined. So you have to go through. The wall is coming, and you have to go through Total Wipeout obstacle course to get to the wall, and then you have to. But yeah, come on, Hole in the Wall is a great show.
Yeah.
I loved that. I always wanted to be on it when I was a kid. Same with Total Wipeout.
Yeah.
I knew I'd fail, but I just wanted the fun of being on it.
I still want to go. There's those outdoor course Total Wipeout courses,
Like
on
Ninja
the water.
Warrior, but outdoors.
Yeah, and on the water, you see it often.
Oh, like the inflatable ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that at GL1 sometimes.
Do they?
Yeah.
There's a lot. I want to go to one at some point, but they don't seem to exist anymore.